Cruise news time, and well, on the surface, cruising business is pretty simple. You build some cruise ships, you take people's money, and you take them on a cruise vacation, and you make a lot of profit. That's kind of how it works. Well, unfortunately, that's not the way it's working today for Carnival Cruise Line. They built the ships, they took the people's money to get them on the cruise ship, and now they're having to give back that money plus more. Not the way that they would want that to work. And exciting news coming for the port of Tampa, where they're getting a new ultra luxury cruise line that's going to be pretty accessible, I would think, to everybody. That plus a whole lot more. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Little Loga. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views. You know what it's for. It's for your face. It's for your face on Wednesday, the 28th of August, 2024. There's just a few days left in August, so if you had any big August plans, you better knock them off the to-do list. And some interesting stories today. I'm just thinking about that Carnival. I would just be distressed if I was Carnival right now. Let's talk about a few things. Exciting announcements coming out. First, from Norwegian Cruise Line, they're announcing a brand new home port in Europe, a place that has never been a home port for them before. Starting in 2026, the NCL Sun will be doing cruises from Copenhagen in Denmark, which they've been doing that before. That's exciting. But in addition, also, they will be doing cruises from Helsinki in Finland. It seems like a common reoccurring theme that we've been talking about over the last few days, that bucket list travel is on the rise. As the demand for cruising goes up, not only are a lot of people making their way down to the Caribbean for a wonderful Caribbean island vacation, but people are starting, at least in North America, they're starting to go over to Europe and explore some of those spaces. And I love the fact that we see cruise lines expanding those offerings. I've only been to Northern Europe, to that Baltic area one time. I was in Copenhagen. I went to Oslo in Norway, and I came away from that trip wanting more. So I'm very excited that you can go get on something familiar like a Norwegian Cruise Line cruise ship in those places and experience those regions. So congrats. 2026, more cruising options for Norwegian Cruise Lines, more cruising options for you guys in Northern Europe. Cruise news story number 2 brings new opportunities closer to home, as there's an announcement coming out from the Port of Tampa that for really the first time ever, there's going to be an ultra luxe cruise line sailing from Tampa. And we're talking about Oceania. Oceania, inside that Norwegian Cruise Line holding family. They're going to be doing a range of Caribbean and Panama sailings, winter sailings, early in 2026, departing from Tampa. They're going to have their small cruise ship, 670 guests, the Insignia. It's going to be making history in March of 2026 as it becomes the first ultra premium cruise line to sail from the port of Tampa Bay. Oceania will have 7 to 20 night itineraries going down to some of the nicest spots in the Caribbean, St. Thomas, St. Kitts, Tortola, but then they'll also be doing some Western Caribbean calls, Cozumel, Costa Maya, Belize, and they're also going to do a Panama Canal cruise. 670 passengers. That should ring a bell in your head that means that's going to be more expensive than, say, like a Royal or a Carnival or just a regular NCL. But everything that I'm hearing about Oceania is that it's a really nice experience. And if you put in the total cost of cruising, when you go on the regular main lines, the lower tier lines, by the time that you've paid all the individual stuff that you pay on those lines, you're almost close to the same price as one of these luxury, next tier up lines. So Oceania, have you been on it? Is this something that's exciting to you? I just live 45 minutes from the Port of Tampa. That probably speaks to my enthusiasm, but I'm tempted. Now let me take a moment right here for a little clarification to a story. Yesterday we talked about how Royal Caribbean is implementing a $200 deposit for their casino cruises to combat people that have booked those cruises but then no-showed. So a $200 for the no-show. I said that they were applying that carte blanche across the way for all gamblers. It's not true. I've had a couple people reach out, including the Holy Roller YouTube channel, which if you like casino gambling, if you like craps, that's a great resource, especially when it comes to Royal Caribbean. He talks a lot about how to get those free Royal Caribbean cruises. He reached out, and then some independent people reached out and said, hey, I think it's only going to be applied to people that have actually no-showed. And so apparently that's what the deal. Apparently it's just a penalty for those people that have no-showed previously. They're now being notified that if they want to book their casino cruise, they're going to have to put a $200 deposit on the line. They're going to have to risk it for the biscuit. $200 could go away if they don't show up for their cruise. But if they do show up for their cruise, they're going to get it back in onboard credit where they can gamble with it. So update. Thanks everybody for the extra info on that. Now let me show you this picture. I don't know who this couple is, but I saw this on social media, and I'm just dang proud of these cruisers. I love it. Shout out to whoever you are. Notice, this couple is the reason the boat is rocking. That's bold. That's a bold statement on a cruise cabin door. So, yeah. I don't know. Look at that cabin. That doesn't even look like a cruise cabin. Is this fake? That doesn't even look like a cruise cabin door, but... yeah, there you go. Okay, let's talk about a couple Carnival cruise news stories. One good for Carnival and one like, not good for Carnival. The first one, the good one, is they've made some announcements about their private island Half Moon Cay, some enhancements that are going to play out over there. The first enhancement is an enhancement of the main beach area there. They're going to expand the beach area. They're also going to expand the bars and I believe the eateries there. So that's good. But if you know anything about Half Moon Cay, these other two announcements are big. It's currently a tender port. So that means the cruise ships that go to Half Moon Cay, they have to moor off the shore, drop anchor, that kind of thing. And then they have to usher everybody onto tender boats, water shuttles, whatever you want to call them, and then boat them over to Half Moon Cay and then boat them back. That's a logistical challenge. You know, cruise lines do that all the time. It's part and parcel for what cruise lines do. But it's certainly more challenging to run a water shuttle operation than it is to run a pierside operation. And so Carnival's going to fix that problem. They're going to build a pier there at Half Moon Cay so their cruise ships that go there can dock at a pier, making that a lot easier, not only for the cruise line, but also for the cruise guest. And then the third announcement is an enhancement of even the second announcement. They're going to make that pier robust enough to where their biggest cruise ships can go to Half Moon Cay. So right now, Carnival Jubilee, Carnival Mardi Gras, Carnival Celebration, they can't make a stop at Half Moon Cay. They can't do the tendering operation. They can't moor off of the coast. It's not possible, I guess, for the water and all that kind of stuff there. So that's a limiting factor. Well, now once they build this new pier, they're going to be able to go there. So that's exciting. I know a lot of people love Half Moon Cay, and there you go. Carnival making moves. They're spending money. They're spending money on infrastructure enhancements, which makes a lot of sense. Sounds like it's good for the business, but I tell you one way they're spending money that doesn't sound good for the business, and that it has to do with the beleaguered, some would say cursed, Carnival Vista. Guess what? Carnival Vista is dealing with propulsion issues again. And this time it's going to cost Carnival millions of dollars straight away. They've got to take the ship out of service. That will be the third time it's been taken out of service. This ship's new. It was just built back in 2015. It's not even 10 years old. Maximum capacity, it holds well over 4,000 people. It normally runs around the 3,800, 3,900 passenger count. And starting back in early August, these propulsion issues have reared their ugly head again, and it's caused disruption to cruises for the whole month of August, and it's going to have a big impact on cruises in September. And all along the way, Carnival, instead of collecting money from passengers, they're giving money back out. The current cruise that Carnival Vista is on has had to change its itinerary. And it's changed its itinerary enough where they're giving people onboard credit of $50. So let's say there's 3,800 people on board getting $50. I'll use the calculator just so I don't mess up any of these numbers. 3,800 passengers times 50. That's $190,000. That's the current cruise. Now we've got the next cruise that's coming up on September the 1st, and it's all jacked up. They were supposed to go to Amber Cove and to Grand Turk. Well, instead, they're going to be going to Nassau and Freeport in the Bahamas. Certainly a downgrade. So much of a downgrade that they're going to give $200 in onboard credit per stateroom. So let's say 3,800 passengers divided by 2, assuming there's 2 in a stateroom, that would be 1,900 cabins that are going to get the $200. That's $380,000 in onboard credit. But wait, there's more. Let's fast forward to September the 7th. That cruise has been completely canceled. Guests on the September 7th cruise, they're being notified that, so sorry, your cruise that's coming up very shortly doesn't exist anymore because of the beleaguered propulsion issues here on the Vista. And so they're good to Carnival. They're doing the right thing. They're going to give all of those people on that cruise a 100% refund. I don't know what the cruise is going for on the Vista right now. Let's conservatively say that's going for $700 per person. So they're going to be giving out 3,800 refunds of $700, probably more than that. That's $2.6 million in refunds. That's money they've already collected that they're now giving back because their ship doesn't work. And get this, to keep the goodwill up, they're also going to give everybody a 100% future cruise credit. So if, again, using our conservative $700 per person number, that means in addition to the refund of $2.6 million that they're giving out, they're also going to be giving cruise credit of $2.6 million. Look, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not the way you want your cruise business to be working. It's almost incomprehensible the amount of money that cruise lines are processing through. Certainly they're billion-dollar organizations, and when you compare $2 million to $4 or $5 billion, it may not seem significant, but I got to think that any event that starts to rack up $6 million over a period, $10 million over a period of time, somebody's getting called to question on that. I know for sure. It's so weird. I feel like the Vista maybe just turned out to be like a lemon for Carnival Cruise Line. I don't know if they need to be going back to the shipbuilder going, what the heck, man? Or the engine builder, what the heck? Yeah, Carnival paying up. Doing the right thing, which is good, but paying out millions of dollars just for, one cruise ship for a few cruises. It's wild. It's wild. It's that cruise life, baby. I appreciate you spending some time with me today. If you'd like to continue to be informed, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed the show, please hit that thumbs up. This is Tony for La Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise.